Hello and welcome to this Launchcart tutorial where what I'm going to be doing is going over just getting up and running with a store. If you want to pick up Launchcart, at the time of creating this, they have a very special deal and I will leave a link down below where you can check that out. So let's begin. Whether you haven't picked up Launchcart, or you have, this is going to pretty much get you up and running. So first and foremost, what we want to do is head on over to the dashboard here. I just kind of deleted most of the aspects here. What we want to do is go through the required section. I'm going to do a few more things as well. So let's go to set store location. And for this, given the fact it's just going to be a mock one, what you want to do is put in your information there. This is not any of my information. I'm not in Beverly Hills 90210 90210 Anyway, let's say when I'm done with that, you can save that. Okay. Now that that's done, let's go back to the dashboard. And let's go to the next step. We have enable payment provider. So this is going to be up to you when it comes what you want to use here. I think PayPal is great because not only does it allow you to use PayPal or your customers, it also allows them to use all major credit card and debit cards. You can do all major credit card and debit cards with Stripe, but like PayPal naturally has both of those built in. So it's very simple. There's also going to be Revere. There's also going to be NMI and OpenNote. I'm not too familiar with those, but if you want to use them, all you really need to do here is click on the Connect Enable. It's going to ask you some questions where you log into your PayPal account and just pretty much follow the steps. So I'll click on it very quickly. So as you can see, it says connect the PayPal account to start accepting payments on Launchcart. This would be where your email is. You would hit next, it would sign in, and then you would just like hit agree. And then pretty much you would be done. It would bring you back to where you need to go. I'm not going to go through this because I don't need to go through this step. Obviously, just pretty much follow what you're doing there, and you'll be good to go with that section. All right, so when you are done with that, when you do actually connect it, this will be checked off. And even though it says create your first product, what I want to do next is go to categories before we do that. In my review, I went over creating a store when selling a digital product, but for this, I'm going to say we're going to do something clothes related. So with this, you can assign your store's products to categories and subcategories. These categories will automatically display on your store's shop page, and you'll be able to link to these individual categories from your navigation menus, so on and so forth. So for example, let's say you're creating an online clothing shop. You might want to create categories such as apparel, men's, women's, kids, and so on and so forth. So let's do that. All right, so let's put apparel. I'm just going to put that under description just to, keep it simple. We don't have a parent category or anything else since this is going to be the first one. That's going to be the slug, meta description, page title. If you want to do that, let's go with create. Okay, and once again, let's go to create category. We have shirts. Once again, I'm just going to do this under the description. This is going to be under apparel. So once again, it's kind of like nestled in there. Perfect. Let's go to create. And if we click that arrow right there, you're going to notice it has shirts under. Let's do one more. We'll do pants. And once again, this is going to be under apparel. Looks good here. And create. Great, so this should have all three, well, that one and the other two. So now that we have an idea what we're going to be doing, I recommend doing that first just so like you have, it's kind of like anytime you're going to create a book, have your chapters first, so now you know what you need to put in each. With that being said, we can now create a new product, so let's do that. So you can do print on demand, create and sell your own customized products like shirts, hats, find the product you want, so on and so forth. All the manufacturing and fulfillment is taken care of for you. Or you could just do with create a new product from scratch. I'm going to go with that one just because, we'll start from scratch. That's pretty much what the tutorial is all about. There's also the design marketplace, but let's go with create new. And for this, let's just call it white t-shirt. I found a picture of a white t-shirt and of course some jeans on Unsplash, which are, free to use. So this is going to be under apparel. And this is going to be the shirts. So let's just put active so that when we're done, it'll show up. Product description, a brand new white t-shirt that is super silky. Super silky smooth, okay? Whatever that's going to be, right? SKU, if you have that, if you want to utilize it, that's where that's going to go. So pricing, how much is this brand new crisp white t-shirt going to cost? Let's say $19.99. Compare at if you're going to buy a super expensive one, I don't know, maybe $29.99. And your cost is simply going to be like how much it cost you to say create that, get it manufactured. If you want to put that in, you can. You can also enable tax calculation if you want. I'm just going to take it off for this example. So media, this is where we're going to put, like we can do a YouTube video, but we're going to put the picture of it, right? We want to show that crispy white t-shirt. So allow me to upload that very quickly. Okay, it's actually a long sleeve. Okay, so let's just pretend that's a t-shirt and it doesn't have the long sleeves on it. Or it looks like a sweatshirt, right? So not a big deal, right? We're just going over an example here. So we can track inventory if you want. So this is good if you only have, say, 20 of them, unless you want to just keep ordering them and then have them back order. So continue selling when out of stock. You can continue to do that. You can stop selling this product and allow visitors to get notified via email when back in stock, or you can stop selling this product and do not allow visitors to get notified via email when back in stock. That's going to be completely up to you. If you feel like you can, get your shirts back in stock quickly, you can always continue selling, just like let them know there might be a delay, something like that. This is a physical product. Okay, the weight, what's that going to be, like a pound? One? Actually, less than a pound, right? Yeah, I guess if you put it in like one of those bags, like a bubble mailer, that's probably under a pound, right? So, all right, and here's the option where we could add multiple variants. This is helpful if you want to do different colors, different sizes. So, for example, let's do this like size. Okay, what are some of the sizes going to be? We have small, we have medium, and let's say we just have large. Perfect. Okay, so let's add another option. As you can see right here, select size, small, medium, or large. We can also choose the color. We can do, obviously, our white tee. We have a black tee. We have a green tee. And we have a purple tee. Why not? Okay, something like that. So now what we can do is we can choose we want large, and let's just go with black, something like that. And it's going to show that we have, obviously, the different variants for it. So you can play around with that. Depending on what you're selling, you might have more, but that's obviously going to be very helpful. Attributes, in case you want to add some more things there. I'm not really too sure about what else you could put there, but you can always test that out yourself. And this is just going to be if you want to add some more to the SEO, like meta description, probably a little bit better than that. But if I don't know if you're going to be ranking for a white t-shirt anytime soon, so I wouldn't get your hopes up too much on that. But like the page title and like just something to describe it's going to be good. We also have the URL there, and that looks pretty good. Let's click on save. Perfect, and let's preview it very quickly. And there we go. So there's going to be our white t-shirt. Probably a few more images would be good, but we can click on this. We have our size, we have large, we have green, and that looks great. We don't have to add to cart, I believe, just because I don't have the thing set up. So allow me to do that so I can change that. I'm also going to show you how to change around your logo. So one moment. So you'll notice that it's now enabled with the payment provider, and we can now add this to cart, which is pretty cool. So I like the basis of this. I think it looks pretty simple. So I might jump around a little, but I'll tell you why. So we have our appearance here. We're going to go to theme editor. The one I chose here was Alpha. If you just want to take a look at what it looks like overall, I love the colors of this. It's plain, it's simple. Just looking at it, all you really need to do is kind of change around the logo or use text. You don't have to use a homepage if you want. In fact, to get up and running really quickly, you can just stick with them giving you the shop page. And what you can also do is go to customize. So you'll notice I already have a logo here, but what I want to do is just say upload a new one. So I'm going to remove this. Let's upload a new one. So here's a logo that I just got from Canva, and I'm just going to try and squeeze it in there a little bit better. Something like that. I just look for free clothing ones, and I think that's going to be good. Let's crop and upload. And looks good. Let's scroll down. Let me just show you here. We have our header stuff. We have some footer stuff. Do you want to display a contact us? Probably a good idea that you have that social icons in case you want to use those. You can add them in there, but let's click on save. And from there, we can preview our theme. We should have that nice little logo there. I don't even know what it says, but it's a clothing related one. So looks good so far, right? So let's go back over here. And what I want to do now is actually show you how to create an order bump. And in order to do that, we're just going to need to create another new product. So let's go to create new again. And this is going to be the same thing. So I'm not going to go super detail in it because it's just repeating the process. Now we have some pants. Okay, so this is under apparel and pants. I'm going to go to active so that when we save it, it'll be showcased. Okay. Price. These are going to be some pricey pants. I don't know how much are pants nowadays. I know the True Religion pants are usually a lot. Let's just say compare at $199 or Ed Hardy or something back in the day. Once again, let's add media. I have a royalty free picture. Then I'm going to add a beautiful pair of jeans. Okay. Track quantity. Once again, let's say we have 25 of these. This is a physical product. The weight, maybe 2 pounds, if you're putting it in a bubble mailer, maybe a little bit like a bag or something like that, right? Variants, once again, let's just do size. We have small or just S, right? Actually, it's not by size. I'm thinking of shirts, but you could probably do length and width for this. I'm just going to, once again, we went over this before, so, and something like that in case you wanted to add more business as usual. inventory settings, of course. This is where you can change around the prices. So this can obviously be different. If you're selling like extra, extra, extra large, the price could be a little bit more. So let's just say like there is like extra, extra large, something like that. And because it's more material, it might cost a little more, right? So let's just say like this cost, I don't know, 119, compared to like 219, something like that. Okay. So we can do it like that. And everything else is business as usual. So let's save this. Product was saved. Perfect. And what we can do is view our store. And like I talked about before, we don't have a home page. You can always set it up that way, but I think I like it this way where once you get to the shop, here's some of the coolest stuff. Here's what we have to offer. They can click on it. Let's go to pants. And they can just continue on that way. Obviously, we would add a little bit more, like there's the description, definitely more pictures. I believe you can add the YouTube video as well, but now we can actually do the order bump. So what we can do is go to superpowers. We can scroll down and we can go to manage. So what we want to do is add a new upsell flow. So it's pretty much the only option here. Let's click right here. And let's just call this, clothing upsell or clothing flow, whatever you want to call it. So trigger type, select which product type added to your customer's cart will trigger this. So for example, let's say they add the shirt. We're going to ask to say, hey, do you want some jeans with that? Right. So we're just going to go by product. And let's go to next. And so whenever they add the white t-shirt into their cart, it's going to trigger for the upsell to appear. Okay. Does that make sense? Whenever this goes in the cart, then we're going to add the other one as the order bump. So let's click on save. Perfect. So as it says, like it's not published and it's not be shown, you need to publish it. That's completely fine. So here is on the checkout page, it's going to be an offer bump. I'm not going to do an upsell just because it's very similar and you'd have to like purchase the product in order to see it. So I'm just going to go with this. Let's select our bump offer. And of course, this is going to be the one where they actually see as an order bump. It's still loading there, but it shows up on the actual page. Let's click save. And just like that, it's going to be there. It also is cool how it shows you the views, the conversion rate, and the total amount of money. Let's make sure we actually publish our flow. And just like that, it will be changed and it will go live immediately. So let's view our store and I'll show you exactly how that works. All right, so here are the products. Remember, we have to go to the white t-shirt and we have to actually add it to the cart for it to show up. Looks good. Let's go with large. We want, let's go with green and let's add that to the cart. Great. So here's going to be like the total that we have. Obviously, if more were there, it would show up. Let's go to checkout. All right, and so there we have it. Now, I do want to actually remove this. This is probably because I had it in the checkout before, but there's going to be our logo. Pretty plain, pretty simple, but I think it looks good. Aside from that, we can change that. Don't worry. So here's going to be the order bump. This is why I talk about order bumps so much. We can just pretty much say like, hey, would you like to purchase these as well? Now, it doesn't always have to be like a t-shirt with pants. You're going to have to do some like research and figure out, what's going hand in hand with this. It's kind of like, would you like fries with that? A lot of people say yes because it goes hand in hand with, say, a cheeseburger, right? So aside from that, all someone literally has to do is go, yes, I want this too. Once they choose their size, probably getting large, they got a large shirt. Let's go, yes. And just like that, it's immediately added to their order. Like the amount of work that both you and the customer have to do is extremely minimal. And it's such a great way to make more sales. I cannot stress order bumps enough. I've used so many softwares, so many landing page builders, sales funnels, websites. Regardless of where it's going to be, definitely make sure you use an order bump on your checkout. So that's going to be that. Let's change around this. Okay, so let's go back. And what we need to do in order to change that is scroll all the way down, go to appearance, and let's go to checkout editor. Now you can always like change the color of this and so on and so forth, but we can just move that, let's just save it first. There's going to be a few other things that you can utilize here. We have heading, text, image, buttons, timer, high demand, and store logo. So we have our store logo there. That's fine. Something I would recommend is maybe adding an image here where it says like a security seal, like, trusted payment providers, or if you're doing any type of product that requires a money back guarantee, put a nice trust seal with like, say, 30-day money back, no questions asked guarantee. We pay for the shipping, whatever's going to help increase the confidence in someone purchasing, depending on what you're selling, of course. Like if it's digital, there's no shipping involved and so on and so forth. But obviously, that's something else you're going to have to test just to see what's going to work best, help increase your conversions and so on and so forth. Here's something else that you can use when it comes to the high demand, which I thought was kind of interesting, where it says an item you ordered is in high demand. No worries, it's reserved for you, and your order is reserved for X amount of minutes. Now, Keep in mind, this will be good to use if you're getting a rush of sales, but any other times might be like kind of fake scarcity. So it's really up to you if you want to use that. I'm just going to save it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so let's go back and preview our store. Let's view your store. And we have those two things in the cart. Let's head on over there and go to checkout. And there you go. An item you ordered is high demand. No worries. It's reserved for you. And, it kind of ticks down. I see this a lot on websites, and I'm always like, something tells me if I don't buy this printer ink in 5 minutes, I'm still going to be able to get it. So I just find it funny as someone who's done marketing for a long time. Like, when something's true and when something's not. That's up to you if you want to use it or not, but just kind of giving you my thoughts on that. So I know this looks pretty clean and simple, but I love checkouts like this. You can always add a little bit more to it. And there's one more thing I want to show you because I feel it's another great feature that's going to help increase your sales, even though it kind of decreases them at the same time. And it's going to be sales and coupons. All right, so I've had some coupons created before. I'm just going to create a new one. Let's go to add new. And we can do automatic sales or, product coupons, which is what I like, where someone just pastes it in or, types it in. Let's do that. And this one's going to be, say, for a clothing coupon. Okay, notes is kind of like a description in case you want to add that in. So we can do a percentage or a fixed amount. Let's say we want to do $10 off. Okay, so we have $10 off. We can limit usage to store base. For this, let's just do, this can be for everyone. That's fine. We can limit the number of times this discount can be used in total, limit to one use per customer if you want. Not valid with any other discounts. I think that's fine. Let's do all products. You can do specific categories or specific products. I'm just going to go with all products for this one. And then that looks pretty good. Let's do submit. Perfect. So we have our discount code. Let's go to view your store. And here what I want to do is click on pants. Same thing as before, add to cart. Check out. And I believe you need to have an email in here before you can do a coupon. So let me just try this and see. I believe that's the case. Let's do save. And you didn't. Okay, I think sometimes, I'm not sure if there's like a specific conditions where you need to. I think it's only if it's like one coupon per customer, that might be the case because they don't want like the same email doing it multiple times. That's my guess. I'm not too sure about that, but just kind of giving you an idea there. And then we have clothing coupon, save $10. That's where the title is going to come up. So it was $99.99. Now it's $89.99. And overall, that's going to conclude this launch cart tutorial. I hope you got some good information out of it, pretty much when it comes to getting up and running. So we talked about adding your store location, enabling your payment provider, choosing your categories so you have a good idea of what's going to be sold on your store. From there, we also edited the appearance theme with the editor. We added the logo to make it look a little bit better. I showed you where you can edit even more of that stuff. We created both of the products. One is going to be like so that you can sell the same with the other one. But the other one we used also as an order bump, which is a great way to increase your sales. And last but not least, I just showed you how to add a coupon. So if you want to even increase your sales because people love coupons, like I said, it's funny because coupons generally take away from the price, but at the same time, they usually increase your sales because people love saving money. Nevertheless, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you haven't gotten to try Launch Cart, I will leave that link in the description. We can currently get a great deal on that. I don't want to talk too much about it because eventually that deal will change and I don't want to confuse you. But nevertheless, my name is James. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.